just briefly, we're going to go through a couple rudiments. As you can see, they're here on the board, and we're just going to do a short thing so you have an idea of what is going on. So the first and most basic thing is called the single stroke rule. So once with each hand. So right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. Easy, no accents, nothing like that. Single stroke roll, plain right and left hand. Now, when it comes to assessing technique, there are certain things we will look for. So we'll look for hand positioning, all right, how they're playing, and when it comes to tone, the sound that it makes here. So if I'm doing this, then would that be good technique in your opinion? No, it wouldn't be good technique. Right. So those are the little things that we look for when we are talking about technique. So when you're in your schools and you're practicing, you look at the hand position, and all of this is going to come out later, right? So single stroke, right hand, left hand. Now, as it relates to the metronome marking, there's a metronome marking here, which tells me that foundation is between 65 and 80. Now, this should really be 65 to 80 crotchets, but we are playing in semiquavers, right? So I have next to me my trusty metronome, and this is at 80, okay? This is at 80. However, I just have a quaver subdivision to make it easier. And that's because sometimes to feel in between this can seem like an eternity. Feeling in between this can seem like forever. So I have a quaver subdivision, not accented. So you can hear the little soft one in between, right? Yeah. So the single stroke in semiquavers at 80 BPM. And I believe that the demonstration of that and when you end would be at the discretion of the examiner. I believe about 4 bars should be able to cover it, but a man might stop you after 2 bars. He may stop you after 3. He may ask you to go on a little longer, all right? So, Mr. Jackman, do you have any specific length for bars? Exactly, right. So when the examiner feel like telling you stop, that's it, all right? Mr. Eastman, I'm going to lead a little bit more on this metronome. And turn this speaker into me, please, because I don't want to lose it. And that's another thing we're going to talk about as it relates to drums and the whole timekeeping thing. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Just wait for me. Right. So the next one is the double stroke. Now I want Marilyn. So Marilyn, the single stroke means 1 stroke with each hand. So 1 stroke with the right hand, 1 stroke with the left hand. If you were to take a guess, the double stroke would be 2 what? 2 strokes with each hand, correct. So 2 strokes with each hand is your double stroke. Again, using the same 80, which is the upper end of the foundation. Right? Simple. No accents, nothing is louder than the other, all of them on an even playing field. All right? Now, I know sometimes you may be hearing something, and that's to get real technical by the time you get to advanced. So things like tuning of the drum and all of that, they will play a part. But don't worry about that, right? We're just here to make sure that the fellas and ladies could do what they have to do, right? So that's the double stroke. Now let's move on to the paradiddle. Now I see here Mr. Jackman has the single paradiddle, and he was very specific because there are others. And to break down the paradiddle, I want you to remember two things: the para and the diddle. Everybody tell me the para and the diddle. Again, the para and the diddle. Good. So para, diddle. And it's basically a combination of the single strokes and double strokes. So the para is a pair of single strokes. So para. Okay? Para. And the diddle is one double stroke. Diddle. So para, diddle. Yeah? Para, diddle. And we're going to delve a little further into why we break it down like that a little later on. So for the paradiddle is your first alternating exercise basically. Now the accents are on the downbeat. So to execute one paradiddle, paradiddle. Then the other one would start with your left hand. So you accent the first of the single strokes each time. So paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. So paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. All right. So let's run that to speed. Paradiddle, 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 paradiddle. And that's the way that works. All right. That's the way that works. So let's move on. The flam tap. Now, earlier, Mr. Jackman asked the candidate to play flams. And the candidate played flams, but they did. All right? And that's a flam. So basically, you start with one hand higher than the other, and you try to get them down, almost at the same time. So one hand is, so let's say this is going to be your lead hand, right? And you're going to get this in your document. Let's say this is your lead hand. This is the hand that you want to hit the drum with hard, right? This is the hand. This hand here, so you can start from down here and get here before this one. So now what we have decided, and the question, actually the statement came up when Mr. Graves mentioned it, was that the candidate played the flams, but he would like to see the independence, because a flam, it is necessary for you to be able to play the flam with the left hand as the lead hand, and it is also necessary with the right hand as the lead hand, right? So there are two ways. So it's the same flam, but the position. And that's why we've decided that we would use the flam tap. The flam tap is a basic rudiment which includes the flam and then a tap, and then a flam and then a tap. So you would see left hand, I'm starting with left hand as the lead hand. So I'm going to come here, flam, and then tap with that same left hand, which is the lead hand. And then I'm going to change that around. And my right hand is the lead hand now. So I go flam and then tap. So flam, tap, 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 flam, tap. Yeah? Now everybody got hands and tables. Let me try it. Quick. So everybody get your left hand a little higher than your right hand. Yeah? And we're going to try this thing. So I just want you to give me a flam. Give me a flam. After 4, give me one flam. 2, 3, 4. Flam. 2, 3, again. Flam. 2, 3, again. Flam. Good. Now this is what we're going to do. We're going to add an additional tap. So flam, tap. So flam, left hand is going to lead, come down, and then you're going to tap that left hand. So flam, tap. Again, let's try it. Flam, tap. One more time. Flam, tap. Once again. Flam, tap. Good. So you got the idea. Now from there, let's try it the other way. So your right hand is now leading. Your right hand is the hand that can hit hard. So the left hand will land first, right? So let's try it. 3, 4. So flam, tap. Again, flam, tap. One more time, flam, tap. Good. And all of this stuff is going to come out. And I just want to put here, we know everybody don't have drummers and what's not, but you will have as much information, and the people who are playing drums are willing to help. Just reach out. I've already spoken to Mr. Eastman, and Chad and Dave, Petrol, Lori. We are all on board with helping everybody to get this thing together. So there's that. And the last one we're looking at is the rough. And the rough is also called a drag, all right? And it's basically about letting the stick bounce on the drum. All right? And the thing about this, again, you're doing it with both hands. So your left hand is your lead hand. So if your left hand is your lead hand, then this is the hand that is going to bounce on the drum first. So right, and we're going to get a little more technical with that. So again, it's about being able to alternate. So the thing about it is, when they come to us, we have to do our best to make sure that at the foundation level they can at least play in isolation. So technique is important from ball one. Technique is important from ball one. Yeah. And again, so with your drag, you have your lead hand and then you change the lead hand. So yeah. Yes, these are going to come to metronomes as well. So the flam tap, we are expecting will actually be played in quavers as opposed to semi-quavers at this stage. So if we are at 80, yeah, as it relates to the drags, quartets. Yeah, but by the time you get the official document, all of that will be stipulated, and we won't have that issue. Now, when we talk about the double paradiddle, which is, can you pull up the intermediate for me, please? So basically, it is always stepping up, stepping up, stepping up, stepping up. Everything is incremental. Yeah. So after, sweet. So here you can see we have some additions. So in addition to the flam tap, we now have what we call the flam accent, and in addition to the single paradiddle, we have the double paradiddle. Okay. Now for the double paradiddle, and this is why we talked about the separation earlier. Excuse me. We divide it into the what and the what, the what and the what, the para and the diddle. So the double paradiddle is now going to be executed as para-paradiddle. Everybody got that? Para-paradiddle. That's the way the double paradiddle works. Okay, the para-paradiddle. So instead of 2 single strokes, you will have 4 single strokes, or 2 pairs of single strokes. So para, and then a diddle. And if I play the diddle and I end it with my right hand, then the next double paradiddle must start with my left hand. Para-paradiddle. So para-paradiddle, 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 para-paradiddle. Right? So if you were to do that to time, that would be the beginning of some semblance of a displacement. So para-paradiddle, 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 para-paradiddle. That's 80. So it's 80 crochets. But as I said earlier, I added the quiver subdivision because sometimes the space between quarters could seem like forever, right? And the men that does practice with metronomes know what you're talking about. When you're practicing at like 60 and thing, the space between the take, 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 you'll be scrambling sometimes, right? So by the time you reach an advanced stage, you are able to handle things a little better. But as a beginner, you want to give them all the help that they can. Yes. At the 85 to 99, yeah. Yeah. But that's 99. But you don't need to play at 99. You got 85. Yeah. No, but the student you got between 85, you got between 85 and 99. You got a whole range. Yes. Yeah. So, yeah. So yeah. So it's something that we thought about, and again, it's not set in stone. So we listening to your feedback and stuff. So Amasa, you feel that 99, Gorberky is problems. That is all right. You got from 85 to come up. And the other thing is this. The other thing is this. The students would be encouraged. And if they want to go ahead and push their tempo and push themselves, then you facilitate that, right? You facilitate that. If they can handle it at 85, they handle it at 85. If they can handle it at 90 and they are comfortable doing it at 90, they let them do it at the 90, right? So, yes. Yes. Right. And this is where the application of some of these rudiments are going to be used. Now, in foundation, we talked about doing them in isolation, which means they will just sit with the drum and they'll be asked to perform these rudiments, execute these rudiments. At the intermediate level, where we add these grooves as well, we are looking for them to be able to use these things in a groove. So you're playing a groove and at least a drum fill or so at the end of 4 bars or something is demonstrating the single stroke, something demonstrating the double stroke, something demonstrating the paradiddle. What we are proposing as well is that we create a few studies that would have these things written, notated, right? So everybody would have an even playing field when it comes to that. We are not going to stifle the creativity of any candidate, but at least at the least, if everything is guided by you, they would still be able to participate at an intermediate level with what they've been given, right? And they'll be able to happen. Things will be able to happen from there. Now, the final thing that I want to touch on, and this is a something I'm very passionate about. When it comes to drums, we know that not every school has keyboardists, bass players, this, that, next, third. But these grooves need to be played, and we would like to play them with some accompaniment. So what the team has decided is that we are going to volunteer ourselves to sit and build accompaniment tracks for, yeah, right? So you will have one with the drum and you will have one without, which is something that I got when I did Trinity. We had a drum track and a drumless track, right? Well, a track with drums and a track without. So you were able to play along and practice and stuff. And we don't see, I know a lot of people don't see drums as a lead instrument, but there are drummers who lead bands. There are, right? And I also saw something on television one time where a child was playing and he went and he played a groove. He went and he played a song, but it was just him playing the drums. And after about 20 seconds of him just playing this groove, it got monotonous, as some people would think. And also, it helps when it comes to your what we call the pocketing and being able to play along with others. And that's why we're actually going to be doing it live so that the drummers get a feel and are able to play with some authenticity when it comes to the genres. Yeah. So that is it in a nutshell. A thought also came to me: brushes and mallets. We have not put anything in here specifically as yet for brushes and mallets. However, we are of the assumption, that a man that got brushes and mallets is a man that actually wants to play drums. And a lot of these things, if you have an advanced guy that wants to do it, as Mr. Jackman likes to say, it would be part of the pedagogy, but we wouldn't push it as hard. Yeah. So yes. Yes, I also thought about that this morning, and that is something that we need to discuss as well. Somebody that wants to play conga drums and percussion right outside of the steel pan, because I know the steel pan men going to get organized, understand his. Right? So that is about it for now. You can look for this stuff anywhere around December-ish once we get the time, Mr. Eastman, once we get the time. So that's it from me. Any questions? No questions. That means my lesson was nice. I like it when nobody go ask me nothing. All right. Thank you very much for your time, guys.